Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
'Cause I can see the breaking.
I can see the breaking of day.
God is
making a way. A change is coming for me.
if I stay strong.
If I stand strong and believe,
There's no reason to doubt. I know He's working it,
know He's working it out.
and it's turning around.
Turning around for me.
This is the good news. And it won't always be like this. He will perfect that concerning me. And sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. I can see
Sooner or later, it will return in my favor. And I truly know
if I stay strong.
a change is coming for me.
There's no
I see
reason
it
to
every
doubt.
day
I know
and
He's
I
working
feel
it.
it every day. The change is coming. I see it every day. I feel it every day. I have no reason to doubt because these are my experiences. I'm going to read you my prayer tonight from Psalms 4. Hear me when I call, oh my God. Oh God, oh God, my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayers. O ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing? Selah. But know ye that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commute with your own heart upon your bed and be still, Selah. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will shew us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hadst put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corns and their wines increase. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, O Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. That's our prayer with you for tonight. Globalists, good evening and welcome to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening and welcome. It is currently 24 degrees still in London at 11:02 p.m. I mean, I'm useless at the moment. Barely could function today. London hit up to 35 degrees today. I mean, it was staggering. There was just nowhere to run from it because even in the shade, 96 degrees in the shade, real hot in the shade. It was 96 degrees it was so hot today. Listen, if me want ants a walk, go over there, so I guarantee you the ants will get there before me because we just couldn't move today. No, sir. With the one of the heat wave and a COVID, they said today is the hottest day of 60 years. It's not true. During COVID, I think it was 2021 summer, we hit almost 40 degrees in London. But may I tell you, it's hard to cope with all. But anyway, we're out here and we're wearing one of our t-shirt. This is the one we got from Abena. Tomorrow we'll be wearing one from Jamaica. Call us. Come here, Abena go the road tomorrow. What is going on here? Now, I better go the road tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'll be wearing a Jamaica Carlos t-shirt. Today, I wore my t-shirt Abena bought me. But globalists, oh no, the Lord, me not telling no lie, me can't function, the heat. Me tired to drink water, coconut water, tea, juice, you name it, anything that you could chuck at the thirst and sun today. All this man when we got Brixton, I mean, tip, you just couldn't move because I got to Brixton before 8 o'clock. Before 8 o'clock, because sun rays, them time of area, sun come up about like 5, I think, or something to 5. So by the time you get to 7 o'clock, sun broiling hot. And I'll tell you, today was punishing. Yesterday did hot too, but I don't know if I told you I move around in the car a lot and the air condition and all of that, it kind of bounce off. But today, oh no. Anyway, how do you do? Welcome. Lynette Jenkins, good evening. Good evening. Debbie Jarvis TV, good evening and welcome. Gloria Morris, good evening. Suzette Williams, good evening. Who else is here? Empress Deb, good evening and welcome. Tony, good evening. Good evening. Byron, good evening. Colin Bros, good evening. All Sharon Bernard, good evening. Oh, Onadu. Right. We are at Holness's bus stop tonight. We are at Holness's bus stop. And we're about the $1.4 billion. And Andrew Holness also came out fluffing because, every time Andrew Holness get caught stealing, he come out, Evan Miller, him come out and him give a lot of silly, flimsy excuses. And then he's becoming the Donald Trump, or he is the mini Donald Trump, which he seeks Jamaica's approval. He seeks Jamaica's approval when him a tell him lie or give him misinformation, or when him a con the people them out of what was donated to them. So we're going to hear Andrew Holness' explanation about the Support Jamaica donation where they collect and what he's going to do with it. But as usual, we will lead on our article tonight because we did an article in relation to the money where Andrew collect in the Support Jamaica. We did a general article on it. So we're gonna call Lisa, Hannah, and Juliet if you will, please. So we're going to run the article before we listen to what the criminal, the international, because Andrew, in this year,
prefab housing and one
in the taxpayer money scandals, you thief and Jamaicans, but in the Support Jamaica scandal, Prime Minister, that's international theft. Because people from near and far, Prime Minister, the diaspora poured out their pockets and hearts. And we're calling for justice tonight for the donors. The donors need justice, Andrew Holness. Let us move on with our article. Then we'll come back, come listen. The criminal, because that is what Andrew Holness is, a criminal by trade, a thief by nature.
prefab housing and $1.4 billion. What did Andrew Holness actually do with the money? When the Support Jamaica initiative was launched, it was presented as a national call to action, a unified effort where citizens, businesses, and well-wishers would contribute funds to help rebuild lives, provide relief, and address critical national needs. The response was overwhelming. $1.4 billion Jamaican dollars was raised, a testament to the generosity and hope of a population eager to see progress. From the very beginning, Prime Minister Andrew Holness was clear about one of the central goals for these funds: to rapidly accelerate housing solutions, specifically through the use of prefabricated and modular housing units, described as a fast, efficient, and modern way to deliver shelter to the vulnerable, the displaced, and those trapped in the country's long-standing housing crisis. Today, however, that promise stands at the center of one of the most significant accountability debates in recent Jamaican history. Months after the funds were collected, and following repeated public statements, explanations, and renewed pledges from the Prime Minister, a simple but urgent question dominates public discussion. What actually happened to that $1.4 billion? And where are the prefabricated homes we were told to expect? The promise: speed, efficiency, and modern solutions. From the podium and in media interviews, Holness framed prefabricated housing as a game changer. Unlike traditional construction, which can take years and is often plagued by delays, cost overruns, and bureaucratic hurdles, modular housing was marketed as the answer. Units built quickly, to high standards, and delivered in large numbers to communities in need. It was tied directly to the Support Jamaica campaign. The money raised, the public was assured, would make this possible. It was presented not merely as a housing policy, but as a moral commitment that every dollar donated would go toward tangible results, putting roofs over heads and security under families. This rhetoric resonated deeply. In a country where the housing deficit is estimated to run into the hundreds of thousands, and where natural disasters regularly leave thousands homeless, the idea of fast-tracked, purpose-built homes was powerful. People gave generously, confident their contributions would translate into visible change. The Prime Minister reinforced this confidence, repeatedly outlining timelines, target numbers, and locations, painting a picture of a nation moving decisively towards solving one of its most persistent problems. The reality: missing units, unclear accounting. Yet as time has passed, the gap between promise and delivery has widened into a chasm. To date, the number of prefabricated housing units actually completed and handed over represents only a tiny fraction of what was projected. Communities that were told they would be among the first to receive these homes remain waiting. Meanwhile, detailed line-by-line accounting of exactly how the $1.4 billion was spent has been slow in coming, fragmented, and often confusing. In his explanations, Holness has argued that challenges in procurement, logistics, land preparation, and global supply chain issues have slowed progress. He has insisted that the funds remain dedicated to their intended purpose, that contracts have been signed, and that delivery is ongoing. However, these explanations have failed to satisfy critics, opposition politicians, independent analysts, and members of the public alike. Concerns center on several key issues: allocation clarity, how much of the $1.4 billion was actually assigned to housing versus administrative costs, other relief programs, or general government expenditure. Reports suggest significant portions were diverted to areas outside the original scope, yet the public was never clearly informed that this might happen. Speed versus delay. The very reason prefabricated housing was chosen was its speed. If it is now facing the same delays as traditional construction, what was the advantage, and why were these potential obstacles not communicated up front? Transparency. Detailed financial statements, independent audits, and verifiable progress reports have not been readily available. Without this information, every statement from the government is met with skepticism. Scale of delivery. Even if all units currently promised are eventually built, the numbers fall far short of the bold targets announced when the money was raised. The question remains, was the scale of the promise ever realistic, or was it inflated to encourage donations? Rhetoric versus results, a crisis of trust. The deeper issue here is not just about housing or money, it is about the integrity of leadership and the relationship between the government and the people it serves. Andrew Holness has built much of his political standing on being a leader of action, a modernizer who gets things done. His recent rhetoric has become increasingly forceful, insisting that his administration is delivering and that critics are unfair or uninformed. But rhetoric alone cannot build houses, nor can it substitute for clear, verifiable facts. When citizens contribute to a special fund like Support Jamaica, they do so with the understanding that their money is ring-fenced and used exactly as described. When the outcomes do not match the promises, and when explanations feel evasive or incomplete, trust erodes rapidly. This is compounded when the same leader who made the promises appears to shift the goalposts or redefine what was originally agreed. Critics argue that what we are witnessing is a familiar pattern: big announcements, high expectations, generous public support, followed by under-delivery and a demand that the public simply trust the process. But trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. Many now fear that the $1.4 billion collected through goodwill has been absorbed into the wider machinery of the state, used to plug gaps or fund priorities never mentioned at the time, while the housing crisis remains as acute as ever. The broader picture: reform or repeat. This controversy comes at a critical moment for Jamaica. At the same time that questions swirl around the Support Jamaica funds and prefabricated housing, the country is also grappling with deep concerns over policing culture, accountability, and the use of state power, issues that have dominated headlines following the tragic killing and desecration of Latoya Bolgen in Granville. Taken together, these matters paint a picture of a democracy at a crossroads, where citizens are increasingly demanding not just results, but honesty, transparency, and respect for the public trust. For the Prime Minister, the stakes could not be higher. His handling of the $1.4 billion question and the prefabricated housing promise will define how his leadership is remembered. It is no longer enough to say that progress is being made or that challenges exist. The public is now asking for proof. Proof that the money was used as intended, proof that the promised homes are coming, and proof that when the government asks Jamaicans to give, their contributions are treated with the seriousness and accountability they deserve. Conclusion: the question remains unanswered. Andrew Holness has had ample opportunity to provide full, clear answers. He has explained delays, outlined difficulties, and reaffirmed his commitment. But until there is a complete, independently verified accounting of every dollar raised and spent, and until the thousands of prefabricated homes once promised become a visible reality in communities across the island, the question will not go away. Prefab housing and $1.4 billion. What did Andrew Holness actually do with the money? It is a question that goes far beyond one initiative or one sector. It is a question about whether political rhetoric still means anything in Jamaica, and whether the bond of trust between the people and their government is still strong enough to survive when promises are made and not kept. Justice for the donors, and hope for the families still waiting for a home, depend entirely on getting a full, honest, and final answer.
Justice for the donors. Anthony Marcia Biro from the cockpit country, veteran, Wagwan. Elga Fletcher, Ivan Bradford, Opal, Wagwan. You're not late tonight, you're not late. You get through just before We buckle down. So we're now going to move to Andrew Holness explanation about the $1.4 billion what we caught Andrew Holness hands in the cookie jar with. Andrew Holness is now saying Jamaica people not think. Andrew Holness is saying
We're going to use some
people who want power. It's the Auditor General, Prime Minister, who has written this report. Violet Watson, how are you? The Auditor General does not seek political power in our country. Prime Minister, the report was not written by the People's National Party. And Jamaicans need to stop, accept this blame game. As good, how are you? Jamaicans need to stop, accept this blame game. Because I heard Carlos play a video today where Horace Chang, just to sidestep a bit, where Horace Chang is blaming the People's National Party in their 18 years of administration prior to them coming into power, that why the PNP didn't procure the what's him call it, the body cam when they were in power for 18 years. No, this is the high level of bullshit that's always deployed at us. When you do the maths for me, 18 years of the People's National Party administration, and then 10 years of the Jamaica Labour Party administration. That makes 28 years, isn't it? From my knowledge and recollection, during the People's National Party, 18 years in power, body cam weren't a thing, is it? If it was a thing in their reign, it would have been way down to when Portia time. But after being in government for 10 years, you want to blame the People's National Party that why they didn't do the procurement and get it then? These are the things that we allow these people to continue to do. Rather than address the issue, then go on the blame game. I'm in a hear PNP come out, come clap back at Dr. Chang. We're talking about now. Dr. Chang is talking about 28 years or 22 or more years ago. Look, 18 years of PNP, 10 years of Jamaica Labour Party denial of the use of body cam. And you're going to tell us that PNP should do the procurement and get them when they were in power for 18 years? The Jamaica people don't see that as a disrespect to the Jamaican people. And this is the same thing we see Andrew Holness do with everything. Nothing is because of their inaction. Nothing is because of their negligence. Nothing is because of their cruelty. Because we heard Andrew Holness blaming the police. Blaming the police for an order that he gave them to carry out. He's turning around. He's turning around to now blame the police like the police gone rogue. They were given an order by you from the top of our country. How then can we allow Andrew Holness to come out and blame the police for the behavior that we see on our street, in our homes, the lives taken? Where is the blame for the government who gave the ultimatum to them? Should first ask questions after. Meet your judge or your maker. Van Bach or Checha. These are what we should be debating, holding the government to account right now. Let's listen to the Liard and the support Jamaica money. We don't listen to Andrew Holness, you know. And I want, when you're listening to Andrew Holness, this is quite a short clip of 3 minutes, 4 minutes or so. What I want you to do is to listen to Andrew Holness carefully. Bear in mind the timeline that you ought to take into consideration is from November to now. From November to now, I want you to listen to him carefully. The lies and the failures that came out of Andrew Holness's mouth on this issue. Listen out on our ears, because everybody ears hear things differently. Oh.
We're going to use some of that funds now to deal with something that I know you want to hear about. The government promised that we will bring in, we made a promise for about 2,500 modular, semi-permanent, prefabricated housing solutions through the image. Those took time to manufacture and to ship and to clear. It took, I would say, about 3 to 4 months from the time we procured and placed the order to here. The government of China has given us some. The Ministry of Housing has purchased some. And I believe it's the Red Cross that is giving us some as well. So we may get up to about 3,000 units, these modular units. And we are building a small community in Westmoreland to facilitate those persons who were being housed at the Petersfield shelter. So we have the units here now. But again, I want you to think with me, Jamaica. My government is not just going to take the units and come and plop them down anywhere.
Listen.
That wouldn't help. We're not going to do that. Whatever units we put down, they must be on a proper base. Because if you put them down on anything that is not firm and flat, they will warp, defects, and all of that. So we're going to have to build a proper base for them. A concrete base. What about sewage? You think we're just going to give it to you and leave this up? We have to make some arrangement for the disposal of sewage. We might have to give you a little water tank on top of it too. Or beside it. You don't think so? Yes. And so to put all of that together, you're looking at a median cost, meaning an average cost of about 500,000. Depending on where it is, it could be less, it could be more. Now, I want you to stop and think again. It's not a community we're building and we're going to give one here and one over so and one way up so and one in the next part. How are they going to get here? These huge containers. They have to be transported on specific kind of vehicles and they have to be lifted by crane. So it's not something that you can just do overnight. It has to be planned out. So the funding that is donated will be used to support the establishment of the bases. Because the people who are going to get them, can they build the base themselves? No. So isn't that the best use of the money? That it is there will last them for 10, 15 years. Other than to just go spend it out and then you don't know where it went or what benefit it gives.
Being strategic.
Think, Jamaica, think. Don't be misled by people who are just seeking political power. Think. No. We are going to begin that shortly. We have 900 units in the island. And we have gone through, we have found the people who Their houses were totally destroyed. They don't have anywhere to live and they don't have the income to rebuild. We're going to rebuild them and give them those houses.
Only if I have tar to put in their hands. Not tar, crazy glue. So when they clap, the two and remain together. But the Prime Minister says they're going to build. Remember, the Prime Minister told us about this from October, in November of last year. They have identified the lands very long ago. The Prime Minister is telling us 7 months on that they are going to build the base for the houses. They're not built yet. The bases are not built yet. Elaine Turner, how are you? How much months have we had where those could have been done? Sewage system could have been put in. So now, based on what Andrew Holness just said, the people who is well in need of a dwelling is going to have to wait much longer, because we have to wait till we get the special vehicle to transport them. We have to wait until we set up the base. We have to wait until we get a water tank. We're not going to get until the next election, mind you. Do you hear the insult of Andrew Holness explaining the $1.4 billion? Who is it that is seeking political power, Andrew Holness? It's the Auditor General's report. It's not the PNP or civil society report. This is a report from what you call it, statutory body. This is a report, Andrew Holness, from a statutory body by law. So how is it that is people who are look power? When you have the power, you have the money, but the operations Andrew Holness, you fail to put in place. You shouldn't be coming 7 months on to tell us that you're going to use the money to build base for the prefabs or modular homes. 7 months on, you shouldn't be coming to tell us that the people are going to need a sewage system when you set up the trailer park side of the school. Prime Minister. Prime Minister, is there any other way other than side of the school, Jackie, how you do, where you could set up the trailer park? On the right side of one school, Andrew Holness set up in trailer park, right side of Petersfield School. And they must set up in trailer park. Because remember when Dwayne Vance did that video, about half dozen of the bases were trucked halfway together. I don't know where we're going, Jamaica. If it is that every time Jamaica people comfortable with hearing nothing from Andrew Holness, one thing it a go. We allow this guy to sit down from billions while people are suffering. And you know, the people them will suffer, Lawrence Michael, Bala. The people them will suffer. Them look like them have more patience and them can go little more in the suffering. Because you know, see the people them protests or anything. Everybody just roll over and accept or roll over and await. You really heard what Andrew Holness said just now? But the idiots, the useful idiots that sit there applauding and giving approval to the Prime Minister, they are the danger to our country. Andrew Holness is already a danger. We know that. Lawrence Michaels. Andrew Holness is already a danger. We know that. But for those who sit down and applaud the Prime Minister, give the Prime Minister approval, I know a Jamaica enemy, you know. Because we know a long time Andrew not Jamaican. But one of the Jamaica people, one of the suffering Jamaica people who gives approval to Andrew Holness. Me know like hearing, but me have to go play it over again. Me have to play it because me no want when deliberate them can say AI me use make it. And I notice every time Andrew go tell the lion story, he put on one Michael Manley looking something. Jamaica people, when are you going to get into the game? So far, everybody sits patiently waiting for the Jamaica people to enter the game. Because you all have not entered the game yet, you know. Because when you enter the game, we will see and we will hear, you know. Master Thomas, how you do? When you enter the game, we will see, hear, and know. But don't think this battle, Jamaica people at home, is for the diaspora alone to fight. We are in it peck with you all. But distance prevents us from doing a lot of things. Things that you, the Jamaica people, can mobilize yourself and do. The truth is, though, everybody is failing everybody. Opposition is failing the people. The churches are failing God and failing the people. Civil society is failing in their civic duties. These civil society groups, they're failing in their civic duty because nobody wants to take it on their hands to mobilize the people of Jamaica. Nobody wants to say, enough is enough. Not on my watch. Not with my support. Nobody ain't saying that. I mean, we run up with 14. Leon McIntyre, how are you? I mean, we run up with 14 a lot. But the 14 alone can't help. There have got to be actions, activities on the ground that makes our leader sit up and realize, say, oh shit, they have entered the game. They have entered the game. So far, it's why everybody can dance around you because they know you're way out of touch. You haven't got a clue what like a chai around you. Andrew Holness said all that. After 6 months, after 7 months, and sit down by the people their money, Andrew Holness have got build base now. Andrew Holness have got build sewage system now. Andrew Holness have got maybe I'm gonna procure the water tank them. And then when we speak of issue of leadership and governance, JLP people want to run down with truth. Hmm? They want to run down with truth when we talk about issue of leadership and governance, which is lacking in our country. That is the biggest problem. Our country has no leadership. Governance in our country is a gaping shamble. Hmm? Our country is a sore foot. But many of you were up in arms in Donald Trump's first term when he called it a shithole country. If it was never a shithole country, then certainly Andrew Holness has run our country down into a shithole country. Look at healthcare in our country. Look at education. Look at national security. Look at agriculture. Look at the road infrastructure. Look at the infrastructure of light and water. Everything that I have just named for you have deteriorated under Andrew Holness. But has he stolen and enriched himself to the tune where the Prime Minister is under investigation on multiple fronts by tax administration, by FID? Realistically, Ladybug, how you do? The Prime Minister ought to be investigated by MOCA as well. But when you're top of the world, you're looking down on creation, isn't it?
We're going to use some of that funds now to deal with something that I know you want to hear about. The government promised that we will bring in, we made a promise for about 2,500 modular, semi-permanent, prefabricated housing solutions through the energy. Those took time to manufacture and to ship and to clear.
So bear in mind here, they were manufactured in China, they were shipped from China, and they have been cleared in Jamaica. The bases for them, though, still not been built. The sewage system for the Taylor Park is not been built. But here's the Prime Minister going to provide you some lazy, lame excuses.
I would say about 3 to 4 months from the time we procured and placed the order to here. The government of China has given us some. The Ministry of Housing has purchased some. And I believe it's the Red Cross that is giving us some as well. So we may get up to about 3,000 units. These modular units.
Andrew Holness, we don't want to hear some. Some don't have a direct figure. Some don't have a direct figure, Prime Minister. We want to hear a direct figure. And if China, Red Cross, or anybody give container house to Andrew, we want to hear this song because we know say Andrew Holness and him friend them are go just like how Darrell Vaz thief 200 of the Starlink and sell it back to we the Jamaica people. It's the same thing Andrew Holness are going to do with the prefab host them. So we're asking anybody in the international community who is assisting or giving any such support, we want to know how much. When Andrew says some, it should have prick up everybody's ears like dog. That means that when Andrew take out and thief and sell, whatever figure and give, we just have to run with it. Make the thief talk.
And And we are building a small community in Westmoreland to facilitate those persons who were being housed at the Petersfield shelter. So we have the units here now. But again, I want you to think with me, Jamaica. My government is not just going to take the units and come and plop them down anywhere. That wouldn't help. We're not going to do that. Whatever units we put down, there must be on a proper base. Because if you put them down on anything that is not firm and flat, they will warp, defects, and all of that. So we're going to have to build a proper base for them, a concrete base. What about sewage? You think we're just going to give it to you and leave this up? We have to make some arrangement for the disposal of sewage. We might have to give you a little water tank on top of it too, or beside it. You don't think so? Yes. And so to put all of that together, you're looking at a median cost, meaning an average cost of about 500,000. Depending on where it is, it could be less, it could be more. Now, I want you to stop and think again. It's not a community we're building and we're going to give one here and one over so and one way up so and one in the next part. How are they going to get there? These huge containers. They have to be transported on specific kind of vehicles and they have to be lifted by crane.
Andrew Holness, just like how on the drop off the container full of frozen chicken over Elsha, you can drop off the prefab house same way. Don't make a blind difference.
So it's not something that you can just do overnight. It has to be planned out. So the funding that is donated will be used to support the establishment of the bases. Because the people who are going to get them, can they build the base themselves? No. So isn't that the best use of the money? That it is there will last them for 10, 15 years, other than to just go spend it out and then
No, Prime Minister, how it is there for last them for 10, 15 years. The money was sent to use to plug the gap where Melissa live in our country. So we don't know all the 10 and 15 years and jibble spending. Get in your mouth in that conversation here. Because money for disaster can put down for the future. Money for disaster, Prime Minister, as what you collected it for, is to repair the damage of Melissa. So may I beg you, if you not use the people their money, Jamaicans on a need, Jamaicans in the diaspora, and not whoever contribute to the support Jamaica on a need to seek a refund. On a need to go back to the government for a refund. Or on a people on a take some action against Andrew Holness because you, the donors, the Prime Minister is answerable to honor the donors. During the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, the Prime Minister told us about 5,000 homes where them are go by. Then he cut it down to 2,500. Yeah. Now my tell we said them get some, China get some, Red Cross I get. We don't want to hear about some. We don't want to hear about some. We want to hear the exact amount. If this government was functioning, the minute you ordered the prefab housing and you identified the land, first thing you do, you set up your sewage system and you build all these bases. Because we have months, Pamela, how are you? We have months to put these bases in place so when the prefab hosts them arrive, we could get on with things. But as Andrew Holness is telling us now, them arrive, but we don't have the right vehicle to carry them around the country. Them arrive, but BUT, we don't have sewage system prepared yet. We don't have the base prepared yet. And we don't get the water tank them yet. Because what we did have, we give it out for by vote last year. Hmm? But may I tell you, sometimes me feel like everything we are doing is in vain. I'm call Lisa, Hannah, and Juliet. Andrew, whatever it is it with you and Lisa, Hannah? Because whatever it is with Andrew Holness and Lisa, Hannah, Juliet Webokono, Andrew Holness, member Andrew Holness, the night when Juliet draw the gun upon you, and you have to run behind the helper while Juliet had chuck, plate, frying pan, and all about in the house. You try to make Juliet pull gun pan you and Lisa, but then again, what would be a kitaclat? Yeah. Because remember Lisa Hannah walk with machine. Jesus keep me near the cross this evening. Lisa Hannah walk with machine. And Juliet walk with gun. No, sir. Me no want buck up them two women here road at night. Because either you go get a chop or you go get a shot. And me no have place. But Andrew Holness, what is it with you and what is it about you and Lisa Hannah? Hmm? And Lisa Hannah, why you sit down in front of the woman husband, even though you know the man don't want her? Why you sit down in front of the woman husband and flirt and a carry on? So you have a husband, you know, Lisa. Hmm? Donna Thompson. You have a husband. Why you carry on like you're not afraid of Juliet gun? Remember, you have to go up close to Juliet with a machete, you know. Hmm? You have to get up close to Juliet with a machete. But Juliet no need to come up close to you to give you one out of that.
Few Jamaican entrepreneurs who have broken in to international markets. In fact, I'll put it this way. I think you exemplify the new entrepreneur that is taking advantage of a brand, which is very important. I don't think we pay enough attention to the importance of branding, and is leveraging that globally. So can a man wear Lisa Hannah?
I would hope a man wears Lisa Hannah.
Thinking that they're
While Lisa Hannah going at the woman husband officer go on, so. While Lisa Hannah go in at the woman husband office go on, so. It's somebody's husband, Miss Hannah. And mind you, you're somebody's wife as well. That was too much of a flirting. But then again, we all know Lisa live a right long time. Not shocking.
few Jamaican entrepreneurs who have broken in to international markets. In fact, I'll put it this way. I think you exemplify the new entrepreneur that is taking advantage of a brand, which is very important. I don't think we pay enough attention to the importance of branding, and is leveraging that globally. So can a man wear Lisa Hannah?
I would hope a man wears Lisa Hannah.
Thinking that they're
Me just want Juliet back out our pistol after you, Lisa. because you're going to have to go up close to Juliet with your machete unless you can fling machete from a distance and tickle you up somewhere. This was too much of a flirting. I mean, if you help Lisa Hannah advertising brand, which I don't think Miss Jamaica needs a thieving prime minister for advertiser. But then again, Lisa, she want to rub things in a golden face, you see, Shana Simmet. You want to rub things in a golden face. Look here. Oh, don't be surprised, yeah? If you not see Lisa Anna get a seat in the Jamaica Labour Party to take over the mantle when Andrew Holness ready to go and usher in the first female prime minister for the Jamaica Labour Party. Don't be surprised if you not see it end up there so. But all me a want Holness, you careful because you know Juliet don't ramp when it come to gun, frying pan, and plate and cups. You should have glad the night. You remember the night, Prime Minister, when you talk about a bomb threat up at your yard? No, we know it wasn't bomb threat. We know Juliet there fling plate, cup, spoon, knife, fork, while you duck behind the helper with Juliet gun in her left hand. Careful. What politician them is spending more time about sex and fashion and materialism rather than the work. You remember Tufton and getting down in people's throat and into people's bedroom? I know them something you will put these hooligans in our parliament for. But don't be surprised if you see Lisa Hannah pan a ticket to become the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, because after Andrew Holness demise, because literally nobody else not over there, so we're not staying. If Andrew Holness is going right now, there will be a void because everybody else is being stained by Andrew Holness. We're going into join up. A Opal said Chang talking a join up. No. Kevin Blake said something. And Andrew Holness said something.
Turning his attention to national
to,
security, Dr. Chang says the priority must...
In relation to the summary executions, let's go to the pamphlets a sec. Now, Andrew Holness is charging Kevin Blake because Kevin Blake is the operational lead of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So, Andrew Holness, let me pull it up on my phone. Bear with. Andrew Holness is charging the JCF, hold on, to review protocol for handling injured and deceased person. You see the half-hearted fuckery of our government? Andrew Holness is asking the JCF to review their protocols in the way they handle dead body or injured people who they've shot. Why is this bullshitting? The Prime Minister gave an ultimatum or go ahead to the police to kill Jamaicans at will. What difference, Prime Minister, would it really make in this sense? how they handle our dead body. It is not how they handle our dead body you ought to be concerned about right now. What you should be concerned about is this reckless rhetoric that you gave about 19, 20 months ago. They must meet their judge or a maker. Because after you take with life, under the meet your judge or maker policy, Van back or Cheta shoot first, ask questions after. Even though it hurt us, and that was one of the most depressing, distasteful behavior of how Lady Bujabody was treated. But what joy, Prime Minister, would we get from your police shooting us dead and then handle our body with care? I mean, it wouldn't really make a difference for us. Yes, how Bujabody was handled, that level of desecration, but ono kill we already. No, Horace Chang, no Horace Chang, Kev now is saying, where is dear old Kev? Kev is saying that the police officer had a split second. Could I have done something differently? That level of reaction is human and healthy. But let it drive grow, not self-destruction. We do not improve by fearing discussion, but instead by learning from them. What Kevin is basically saying here, he is defending the police officer that shot Buju. In law, they always look at the split-second reaction in a case like this. But we saw the video, Kev. We saw the video. It is not that it's an incident where we are speculating. Kev, this is not an incident. This is not a speculatory incident. This is incident with evidence. Kev, or you never see it. Maybe while your eye look that way, that the evidence over there. So this could not go down as a split-second reaction. What we saw, the police officer was in no danger. The police officer's behavior suggests he wasn't in any fear for his life. All that suggests was power and cruelty. That's all we saw, because that was what happened, Kevin Blake. So this wasn't a split-second reaction, because there was nothing that we saw on the CCTV that warrants the behavior of your officer. And all Andrew can come out review how no treat the bodies after no shot them. This is why this government has not in 10 years provide us a crime policy. Because the government never intended to fight crime. The intention was always to flush out Jamaicans. And this government is enjoying doing that. I don't know what Chang talking, if I'm talking a giant up script hour, but listen for yourself, because I can't translate for Duppy.
Turning his attention to national security, Dr. Chang says the priority must be to stop crime and not relying on cameras to monitor police. He was responding to criticism from civil society groups about his position about body-worn cameras. According to Dr. Chang, while oversight remains important, surveillance tools alone will not address the deeper challenges within law enforcement.
Well, Indicom get involved in the advocacy sometimes, but Indicom that's independent, but if fully paid and staffed by government to investigate complaints against the police. All I'm saying, investigate before you condemn the police up. They have the same investigator, they have the same equipment, they have the same crime scene management. When they go to a crime scene that they call them, the police involved, the policeman is there, the gun is there, the body is there.
Horace Chang is saying here, when Indicom goes to a crime scene, the police is there, the body is there, the gun is there. When Horace Chang, remind us, when was it that Horace Chang could tell us of the police killing one of us and wait until the investigators gets there? Me no remember see that at all. The same police will shoot you, creep you up to in a van and go about a merry journey with you. Horace Chang said, we mustn't jump to conclusion. When the police them do anything, we must investigate. We must give the police the benefit of the doubt. Why then is Jamaicans not entitled to the benefit of the doubt, just like the rogue police? I could listen to him again, even though I didn't understand a word he said. Not a single word.
Turning his attention to national security, Dr. Chang says the priority must be to stop crime and not relying on cameras to monitor police. He was responding to criticism from civil society groups about his position about body-worn cameras. According to Dr. Chang, while oversight remains important, surveillance tools alone will not address the deeper challenges within law enforcement.
Well, Indicom get involved in the advocacy sometimes, but Indicom that's independent, but if fully paid and staffed by government to investigate complaints against the police. All I'm saying, investigate before you condemn the police up. They have the same investigator.
Investigate before you condemn the police officer. Then what Horace Chang is actually saying here, there's a two-tier legal system in our country. Because when the police shot us, you have to do an investigation before you condemn the police. However, on the flip side of the coin, this is the same minister, deputy prime minister, and gun importer gave the police the go-ahead to make sure we end up on stretcher. The prime minister said we meet with judge or we maker. What this says, Horace Chang, there's no investigation before we put the ultimate pronouncement of death upon Jamaicans. But the same police that shoot us, we are told by Chang that we should investigate first before condemning the police. Isn't that a two-tier legal system? The police is then above the law. The police is above the law. We have a two-tier legal system. We live in a kill or be killed society. The police now make it any better. It's only a matter of time before Jamaicans are going to see who the real enemy is. It's just Jamrock, how you know. It's only a matter of time until Jamaica people wake up. Until young Jamaicans, Labour Right and PNP, wake up and realize that PNP and Labour Right are our enemies in our country. Anytime we realize who the enemy is, then we can either weed them out or confront them. The PNP too silent for me. Nara guano bayaso, Bujo guano bayaso, 1.4 billion guano round yaso. Jamaica can't move because from Melissa mash up the road them. A lot of places come down to one lane. Andrew Holness rip off the entire diaspora. Leonard Denton, how are you? Andrew Holness rip off the entire diaspora. And we have been told by Chang, investigate the police, don't condemn them. Something gonna have to give in Jamaica. We can't stand up in the muck continue like this. Because we, the people of Jamaica, home and abroad, we're the only one who are going to lose and is losing. Because everything it costs on Jamaica, it costs we over here. Because if we don't have it, we have to take shame and take we have to tie with tribe and take shame out on our eye. All of us are in this together. But sometimes when we're foreign talk, a lot of us at home don't like with it up in our mouth. Paul, how you do? If it is that you're hoping for better without taking action or taking positive steps to actually achieve the better where you sit down and hope for, you are just wasting an awful amount of your time. Too much of it. We continue to tell you, Jamaica, this is our last chance. Jamaica, I have been warning you and I don't think I'm going to take it serious. This is our last chance to stand. You see, anytime this your window you pass with, just take your hand to them and tell them, put the chain on palm my hand. Because I'm already on the plantation, you don't need to instruct me. Just put on back the chain. Because that's where we're really heading to. And I tell you for sure and for free, Andrew Holness and Horace Chang and Juliet Holness is not afraid of taking us there and tucked us in to make sure we're happy and comfortable. Jamaica, we've got to rise up. We've got to stand up. We cannot surrender ourselves to them. Let me play this woman before I go, because this is a powerful message. And Jamaican, we must continue to echo justice. We must continue to echo justice. Because you see, if we don't, everyone away, I go feel it, regardless of our political affiliation. And I keep telling you all, police and their abuse don't care about your political affiliation. So when we see members of the Jamaica Labour Party come out and I give the police them proper all clear, the easy jerk, wagwan, bro, to go and kill off Jamaicans, this is coming to your door. This is only a doorpost away from you. For those of you Jamaicans who are giving the police approval in this level of criminality, that behavior is one door away from you.
My side. How's everybody doing? Make we talk. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these videos where I'm just speaking. And it's honestly because, especially since of late, with the runnings of Jamaica. And let me not phrase it that way because then it becomes political. And I, by no means, am politicizing this. But with all that is happening in Jamaica, it just doesn't feel like a time for laugh. It really doesn't. And I know us as a people, we mask the pain and the sadness and the anger with laughter and joy and mockery. But I just refuse to. I don't have it in me, right? She was murdered. Now, what's tickling me? Tickling is too nice of a word. What's irritating me is that there are those justifying it. And that is what I cannot get over. Two things I can't get over, that and the entire video. Specifically the part where after she dies, but let me not phrase it that way either, because there was nobody on the scene to call time of death. So we don't know if she died in this moment I'm about to remind us of. But then they pull her from the car. And then on the floor, and then threw her in the back of the police jeep. And a lot are saying like dead animals, but I will say like garbage, because even animals had life and are worthy of a level of respect and dignity in that life. They treated her like garbage when she was presumed dead or injured enough or whatever. After the shooting, dragged her on the floor, a small time though it was, and then threw her in the back of the Jeep. And then the Jeep was struggling to close the back. They were struggling to close the back of it. And then they finally slammed it shut and got it to itch, drove off, still in camera sight. And it's by God's mercy alone how she didn't fall out of the vehicle, because then it swung open with her unaccompanied in the back like garbage. And people are justifying it to say, oh, she was XYZ, and oh, they have a video with her being armed, and oh, she's not, I saw a take that said, she's not feminine. She's not a feminine woman. What do you expect? My thing is, we also need to touch on the fact, I feel a burning rage as a people. We are not angry enough. We also need to touch on the fact that the version of femininity that men yearn for and love and crave and quote unquote desire is what keeps women safe during traffic stops and what prevents us from getting certain amount of tickets sometimes, and what, it's by his leniency because he's so attracted to you, and yet men aren't rioting. Like, you are a part of the system as well. So what you're saying is, because she was man featured and man presenting and mask, then she deserved to die. What about you? You are a man. You deserve to die? Or she was not an upstanding member of a citizen. That's such an old play. That's such an old take. They've been using that narrative since the beginning of time. They draw for your worst of worst. They draw for all that you've done that was so bad and against society to justify you dying. And the minute the police are allowed that level of immunity, the minute they're allowed that level of control to determine when and if you die, and we're not talking about an active shootout, because then it's a complete and total fair game, because then I am defending myself against you, and people are saying, oh, but the vehicle can then be deemed as a tool of violence because she was about to drive off and he couldn't shoot the tires. She had to get shot to the point of dying. And people are justifying it, is what is absolutely, people are justifying it. We as a people are not angry enough. And those of us who are, self included, I also feel so guilty and burdened because we're doing so little with that anger. We are not angry enough, and I feel like I come on here and I joke about all the reasons so much. 1 minute. We joke about all the reasons why this have to stop. And we joke about all the reasons why enough is enough. But you're not going to care, You're not going to really care until it is you and yours alone. and then everybody else also will not care, because then it doesn't involve them as a people. What are we doing? What are we doing as a people? What sticks with me? Because it's been days. But what sticks with me is the fact that I justify it. Again, not talking about an armed shootout. Not talking about someone they sent the task force out to get. Not talking about someone who, you know, a woman in her car. And you're going to tell me that it's because she's not feminine enough? And oh, looking how she look, I would also be, you people are mental. You people are mad. You people are absolutely insane for some of the comments I've been seeing. And I'm telling you, it bothers me. Because how is that you're thinking that? And then them dragging her out of that car, just like nobody there to call time of death, nobody there to even check a pulse, nobody there to examine, nobody there to nothing, just get her out the scene of the crime. Because it was a crime. Murder, not killed, murdered. And then just throw her in the back of the Jeep because job done. Clearly that was your mission, that was your goal. Job done. And then for there to not be any body worn cameras is also ridiculous, because let's get into the fact that it's by a miracle that there was camera to record this, and it wasn't body worn. By a miracle. Yeah? It wasn't because of them, because they don't have on body worn cameras. And when you call for these things, they make you seem like, oh, you're so problematic and you're so anti-police force and you're so anti. There's no organization, there's no entity that should exist without criticism. You should be open to criticism to better your work. Your job is to serve. Servant, your job is to serve. Your job is to serve. There's no two ways about it. And you shouldn't feel bad when the public is asking for you to do your job better and with a level of humanity. That was inhumane. I got justify it. As a people, it click. Here is all for us as a nation. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? Something like this is just 1 day news, 2 day news, and then, well, I saw them stay. Oh, ancestor. Me know our ancestors up there shame in the afterlife. Because these cannot be the people I have marched for. And let me tell you, because now that we've cracked open a vessel, I love it here. Because I have everything to say about the situation that happened with Jamaican language in Parliament not being accepted. I have everything to say about anything, and I feel like I'm holding in a little bit so much. And then I find out there are people politicizing these things. If it truly is one Jamaica, for God, we're missing the mark. It is not us. It's not one versus the other. It's us versus them. Because whoever your leader is, whoever, whenever, for however long, their goal should be the betterment of all Jamaicans. That's all I'm defending. That's all I'm defending. That's all we should be defending. You people are distracted. I'm dead serious. You people are, I promise you, you lot are distracted. Nothing else matters other than the betterment of every Jamaican citizen. And anytime you start losing sight of that, you're missing the mark entirely. Stop turning against each other and focus. Because it quite literally gets to a point. And I feel like I'm at my limit. And I don't know what else to do. And I don't know what to do with this anger or this passion I have within me. But it just cannot continue.
How much of us really feels like that? The question is, what really killed Buju? We saw her being shot. But what really killed her? Was it the fatal bullet? Was it being bled out in the back of the van? Or could it be that she was fallen from the van, received a concord? What killed her? For all we know, though, she was murdered by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson, how you do? Her body treated disgracefully. The treatment of her family is another subject, as we saw the intimidatory behavior from SSP Samuels on the matter. But globalists, this is where we're going to leave it tonight. You know, let us never give up, though. Let us never give up on our country, because if we do, we're giving up on the future of our children and grandchildren. And I want Jamaicans to stop thinking of themselves and start thinking of your children and your grandchildren. Because a lot of us soon gone on our merry journey. But remember what you left behind. Your children and grandchildren will be the benefactors of it. So if you want your children and grandchildren to have a better life, then you must put that in place now. Anyway, globalists, it's really turning around for me.
'Cause I can see the breaking.
I can see the breaking of day.
God is
making a way. A change is coming for me.
if I stay strong.
If I stand strong and believe,
There's no reason to doubt. I know He's working it out.
oh, He's working it out.
And it's turning around.
Turning around for me.
This is the good news. And it won't always be like this. He will perfect that concerning me. And sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so bow down with care.
don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.